Hello, everyone. Welcome to Start the Week with Spencer. This is our weekly webinar here at Doman International, where we take questions from parents of children with special needs from around the world. And we really do our best to take on their toughest and most important questions about their children and their development. So, whether you're following this right now on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, go ahead and type your questions into the comments and we'll get to them in order. Now, once a month, we do a special session here at Start the Week with Spencer, which is called Victory Day. And on Victory Day, we present the wins that children have had on the Doman Method in the last month. And actually, I have 6 different kids that I'm going to be showing to you on a presentation, and we're going to get to see some photos of them and videos of them and see what progress they've made. Now, these are all children that have come to our clinic in the last month. They've come for an appointment, and they've also been children who have already been doing our program because that's what we're reporting on. We're reporting on their achievements on the Doman Method. I always like to say that we don't handpick the children who are presented in this presentation. It's only based on if parents are willing and open to having the results of their children talked about. And so it's not like we're selecting and picking the best results. No, this is completely 100% parents' decision. And we're really grateful to all the parents who agreed to have their children participate this month. My name is Spencer Doman. I'm the director of Doman International. I'm joined here by Colleen Hudson, who's our director of representatives. For those of you who are not used to seeing me wearing a sweatshirt, I am wearing the sweatshirt of the Philadelphia Eagles. This is our football team. For those of you who aren't from the US, American football is the most popular sport here in Philadelphia. And our team last night won the Super Bowl, which is the championships. It's a big deal in Philadelphia. The last time we won the championship, I think something like 2 million people came out for the parade. So it's a really, really big deal. It's also the only acceptable time in our city where grown men can cry openly, and everyone's okay with it. And I say that as someone who's shed a few tears. Okay. All right. Now I will get to my Victory Day presentation, which is far more interesting. Give me a second while I pull up my... Do you agree with my assessment on that, Colleen?
I do. Yes. Yeah. I love actually that we have Victory Day today. It's like such a happy thing.
Yes. We're going to have to do a Victory Day after the next Super Bowl as well.
Yes. It's all part of the superstition. Exactly.
Yeah. All right.
Luckily, we have a lot of victories. So
we do. In fact, I think that this is going to be our most comprehensive Victory Day. We have 6 children, so it's going to be good. Colleen, can you just confirm for me? I'm going to pull this up into a slideshow. Can you see the slideshow?
Yes, it is the slideshow.
Perfect. All right, let's get right into Victory Day. So, Colleen, do you see Jessica's slide now?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, great. Well, this is Jessica. Jessica is 30 years old. And I'm so happy we're starting with Jess because, so many people come to Doman International, and one of their first questions is, do you help teenagers? Do you help adults? And so Jessica is 30 years old and is on the Doman Method program. Jessica has a wide variety of very serious diagnoses, including cerebral palsy, autism spectrum disorder, and epilepsy. And so Jessica is really rewriting her own story, one achievement at a time. Jessica came for her appointment in California, one of the locations that Doman International sees families. And, Jessica was once reliant on constant support, and now she's walking more independently in public places. And this is more than just her mobility. It's really her freedom to explore her environment. She can now walk on sidewalks on her own. She can move through stores, and she's much calmer in these environments. She is getting better and better at problem solving. And, before even simple fine motor tasks were very difficult. And now she can do things like she can open up a container on her own. She's solving a puzzle, things like that require problem solving ability. And it's really showing that neurologically, her brain is learning, adapting, and thriving. And probably the most heartwarming breakthrough of all, Jessica has started to learn how to communicate using something called facilitated communication. And facilitated communication is typing on a keyboard, a letter board, and communicating your thoughts and ideas through typing, which for a child who isn't fully verbal is so helpful to be able to finally say after 30 years what you're thinking in your head is amazing. And so actually, I had the honor of seeing Jessica at her last appointment and doing facilitated communication with her, and she typed, and parents were stunned, and then the parents typed with her. She typed with parents, and I think for parents after 30 years to see something that amazing and to really know that there's a person in there. I mean, they always knew Jess was there, of course, but for her to finally get to tell parents what she's thinking is so important. Now, I've got a video here of Jess, and in this video, she's actually not doing facilitated communication. She's doing something called choice board, but you're going to watch Jess demonstrate her intelligence in a way that she really couldn't do before.
In which room do you go to sleep? Bedroom, bathroom, living room, or kitchen? Bedroom. Good job.
So what you could see there is a combination. Mom is asking her a question, and please note all of those choices are written, and because Jess has started to learn to read on the Doman Method at 30 years of age, she started to read for the first time in her life. And what Mom was doing there, she asked Jess a question, and Jess pointed at the correct answer, which was bedroom. And so that really shows Jess's comprehension. And parents have kept telling me one of the biggest changes they've seen is in Jessica's comprehension and understanding. So Jessica's progress is really a testament, right, to when the right treatment programs meet the unwavering love and commitment of parents. And even though she has 3 very serious, scary diagnoses, she's not defined by that. And she's resilient, she's courageous, and her family keeps fighting for her. So it's an absolute pleasure to work with Jess. And I just want to applaud her parents for, even at her being 30 years of age, they're still fighting the good fight to help Jessica reach new heights. Well, next we have Eden, and Eden is 4 years old, and her diagnosis is developmental delay due to a genetic condition. So sometimes parents will ask us, can the Doman Method help children with genetic diagnoses? And the answer is yes. So Eden, just a few years ago, lived in a blurry world because her vision was so poor. She was functionally blind, meaning she could not see the world around her clearly. And fortunately, helping children with functional blindness due to a brain injury is one of the, in terms of symptoms, one of the highest rate of successes with the Doman Method. About 9 in 10 children with cortical blindness achieve full vision with the Doman Method. And so Eden, as you're going to see, is one of these children. So in just 1 year with the program, Eden's vision improved from 2600 to 2150, which is a huge leap forward. And I want to point out that 2600 to 2150, that's not Doman International staff assessment. That is a third-party eye doctor who is examining Eden and going, her vision is literally 4 times better than it was a year ago. Someone who has no incentive at all to say the Doman Method is helping this child. And When she first started in 2021 with the program, she was 2,1200. 2,1200. Let me explain what those numbers mean for a second. Normal vision is 20/20. Okay. Now, 2,1200 means I have 20/20 vision. I have normal vision. So if Eden was 2,1200, that means that at 20 feet distance, 20 feet distance is about 6 meters, 6 yards. At 20 feet distance, she could see at the clarity that I see at 1,200 feet. 1,200 feet is, 400 meters, 400 yards. That's my ability to see across 4 soccer fields, 4 football. Like, think about looking 4 soccer fields away, a quarter of a mile. You can't recognize people at that distance, right? That people are like tiny specks. And so that's what Eden was seeing across a room. She couldn't see, basically. And so for her to go from 2,1200 now to 2,150, just to give you an idea, 2,150, you can drive a car without wearing glasses. Just to give you 2,400, you're allowed to drive a car without glasses. So Eden went from being functionally blind to she could drive a car with her current vision. Just to give you an idea of how big a jump this is. Eden also has started to read. So she not only learned how to see, at the age of 4, she can now read words because she's been taught to read with the Doman reading program. She's using a facilitated communication board to communicate. She has a way of now expressing herself. She showed, as I said, her ability to read words. On top of all of this, her nutrition and supplementation plan, which was provided by the nutrition team at Doman International, kept her strong and healthy through the flu season. And I want to make a point about that. For many parents, for all parents, going through flu season can be tough, right? The average neurotypical child has something like 8 to 12 illnesses a year. But for a lot of parents of children with special needs, flu season is a scary time. It's, okay, are we going to make it through this year? Especially if you have a child who's physiologically fragile and has, is prone to very severe respiratory infections, which many of our kids are. And so Eden, like a champ, now has a much stronger immunity and was healthy. She also is on a medication elimination plan. So it means that with the help of our medical team, we are weaning her off certain medications. And that, of course, is helping her in many ways. It means she can see better. She's more interactive with the environment. She doesn't have the side effects of the medications like lower IQ, which is a common side effect of medication. So, that's really helping Eden become more interactive. Oh, we asked parents for a comment, and they said, as we look ahead to 2025, one thing is clear. Doing the advanced Doman method is 100% worth it. Eden's progress is proof that with the right approach, big things are possible. Amazing job, Eden, and congratulations to your whole family. All right, so next we have Matilda. Matilda's 3 years old. And by the way, I should say Eden was from the U.S. and came to Doman International in Philadelphia. I like to say where the different children are from and where they come to see us. So Matilda, on the other hand, 3 years old. Matilda's from Portugal, and she came to our Doman International Clinic in Italy for an appointment in January. So, Matilda's mother, of course, deeply committed to helping her thrive, came to Doman International, and she's showing remarkable progress in every area of her development. One of the first signs of her progress is how she's done with our different learning and cognitive programs. On the choice board, she hears, and I'll show you a video in a second. The choice board is a communication tool. We saw it earlier with Jessica, where Jessica was pointing to an answer on a board. Well, Matilda is able to do this as well, and she's able to communicate. So let me just show you this quick video. And The mom speaks to Matilda in Portuguese, but I'll do my best to translate it here.
Matilda, dá-me a tua mão. Olha, olha a mãe. Olha para o quadro. Queres escrever no
So the mom is asking her, what do you want to do?
quadro, ler livro, brincar.
So mom pointed to the choices and she said, do you want to draw? Do you want to read a book? Or do you want to play? Those were the three choices that mom pointed to. And then we can watch what Matilda does.
Espera. Escrever no quadro, ler livro, brincar. Brincar.
So Matilda was saying, play, play, play. She kept hitting it again. Mom even asked the second time and she was like, Matilda was making it clear she wants to play.
E queres brincar o quê? Queres brincar? Queres?
And then mom said, oh, you want to play? And then Matilda said, sí, meaning yes. So she used her language there to answer mom.
Matilda, dá-me a tua mão.
Her memory is extraordinary. She picks up new words quickly with the Doman Method reading program, and she's able to associate them with pictures, even after just hearing them once, right? So she's learning pictures and she's learning to read words. I think I've got a quick video here of Matilda locating pictures, which shows her high level of comprehension.
Dá à mãe a carta do menino ler o livro. Onde é que o menino está a ler o livro?
Mom's asking for the picture.
Ler o livro? Uau, muito bem! Agora eu quero a menina a lavar os dentes. Onde é que está a menina a lavar os dentes? Os dentes.
Mom asked for a picture of brushing teeth.
Os dentes, não, os dentes, qual é? Não, os dentes, qual é a menina? Qual é a menina a lavar os dentes? Então dá à mãe. Obrigada.
So Matilda picked up the right picture, but then she picked up another one and tried to hand both to mom, and mom put them back down, and then Matilda picked up the correct answer. So, Matilda is showing off how smart she is with these. Matilda physically has made huge strides, and her eye convergence has improved, meaning that her gaze, right, her two eyes are more coordinated and noticeably straighter than they were before. She has something which is called the convergent strabismus, where one eye kind of floats inward, but this is much less of an issue than it was 6 months ago. And now she can step off a curb all on her own, which is important because it means she has good depth perception, right? Many children who are afraid to step down a step or step off a curb, it's because they don't perceive the depth through their vision of how far the step is, and that's scary to them. They're afraid they're going to fall, but now Matilda can do that. Matilda is also proving to be a little negotiator. She's so bright, right? Her understanding has continued to improve. So she knows the difference between right and wrong. Like she knows there are certain things she can do and certain things she can't do. And she makes deals with parents. She'll say like, all right, I'll do this if you give me this. And it was actually amusing because at their appointment, the parents told me for the first time, Matilda lied to them. And lying, even though, of course, no parent wants to see lying is actually an important sign of comprehension, right? It means the child knows, oh, I did something I shouldn't have done. Maybe I'll tell a little fib and see if I can get out of it, right? That requires a child who, thinks in a kind of forward way. They're not literal, right? And so Matilda, when parents saw that, they went, okay, all right, you shouldn't do that, but we're happy to see that your comprehension continues to progress. This little girl now can walk for more than 1 kilometer nonstop in 20 minutes, right? Her physical stamina is getting better and better. Congratulations to Matilda and to her parents. So now we have Jose. Jose is 1 year old. Jose is also from Portugal and came to our Doman International Clinic in Italy for his appointment. Jose also was cortically blind, functionally blind when he started the program. And, he couldn't see shapes well. He couldn't hear well. His interactions were limited. And parents began the Doman Method in May 2024. Here we have a little video of Jose.
O arroz. É o arroz, Zé Francisco.
So this is parents showing what his response to sounds was like before. Please note, mom made that sound. He didn't even turn to look at that sound, right? He didn't react. Imagine having a sound right next to your head and you don't know to turn and see what it is, right? So that's an indication of his hearing was quite delayed and poor. I think I've got an updated video here. Now you can see how interactive he is with the world, how well he's now seeing, right? Before, he was in his own world. He couldn't hear well, he couldn't see well. Now his eyes light up at his favorite toys, and he's seeing the world. Now he's reaching for toys. He's reaching for mom's hair, she pointed out, clothing, right? He grasps objects with excitement. Before, he couldn't grab things. He didn't have the manual ability to reach out and grab. Now he does.
Boa!
Yeah, compare this response now to sounds compared to before. Of course, Jose is going to put in
Dá.
the mouth thing.
Dá, mãe, dá. Boa! Boa, mano!
So please note, he hears the sound, he looks at it, he grabs it. All things he couldn't do before.
Dá. Dá, mãe, dá. Fresquinho. Dá. Fresquinho. Dá, mãe, dá.
He's more focused on dad holding the camera right now than mom asking to give the toy back. So yeah, amazing work here from Jose and his parents. And he no longer just cries, he communicates. Like, he babbles with meaning, he expresses joy, excitement, frustration. So now he uses a lot of different sounds to communicate his needs. So Jose is really a testament, right, to the power of early intervention and the dedication of his parents, and of course, the potential of the human brain, right? So he was diagnosed with developmental delay, which he was really across all the areas, but he has started to really show signs of catching up in many areas of development. All right, now we have Mose. Mose is 2 years old. And at just 11 months of age, Mose was functionally blind. You know, it's interesting. Some months we have a lot of kids, for example, diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder, who might be hyperactive and have attention and concentration issues. This month, just by chance, we have a lot of children who have functional blindness, who don't see well, and many of them didn't hear or feel well either. Now, you can see Mose now. You can see how much better his vision is by he's locking eyes with that camera. There he is with his mom. And not only has he learned to see thanks to the Doman Visual Stimulation Program, he began reading. And parents, believe it or not, they were showing the Doman reading words to him, and he started to show frustration. And they realized, oh, he's bored, right? So here was a child who couldn't see, and now he's learning the words so quickly, they need to add new materials faster so he doesn't get bored. So he's achieved level 6 on the visual profile now. That's a 3-year-old level. So Mose in his vision is actually above his peers now. This was a child who started the program blind. And now he's going to start, he's already started to learn how to read words. Now he's going to learn how to read sentences and homemade books. Milestone that seemed impossible just, over a year ago. And some of his achievements include he can now read words from a distance. So if you hold up a word card, he can see it from a further distance. He will look at the phone to see who's calling when someone calls mom or dad. He's showing interest in cartoons, right? So he's enjoying watching things now. He's reaching out for books, faces, and objects with both hands. He's following directions well. So parents can give him instructions. He follows them. They can also strike deals with him. I laugh because when a child starts to strike deals, parents have a good negotiator that they have to deal with now. He's differentiating objects with clarity, using his hands just by feeling them. And he's understanding 2 languages. And he's laughing at jokes, which, showing understanding of humor is a very high level of understanding, right? If you tell a joke to a 2-year-old, most 2-year-olds, they don't understand it, but he's starting to get it now. So I really want to congratulate Mose and his amazing family. All right, I think last but not least, we have Elisa. And again, we had Jessica, a 30-year-old earlier. Now we have Elisa, who's 26 years old. And she was diagnosed with psychomotor delay. And you're going to see her doing something which is pretty amazing psychomotor ability, which is brachiation. This is an important part of the Doman method. Elisa, you're going to see her swinging from one rung to the next. This is to improve fine motor skills, writing ability, breathing, and vision. She can do 5 round trips of this. Just to give you an idea, I don't know the exact statistic, but my guess is if we took 100 average adults, probably only 1% of them could jump up and do this, right? Only the top athletes could do something like this. Most adults couldn't even make it to the next rung without falling down. Okay, so that just gives you an idea of the athleticism for a person who is diagnosed with psychomotor delay. So here you can see twice a week, she also laces up her shoes and does a 7-kilometer run, pushing herself further and faster. Here you see a quick video of Elisa running. 7 kilometers is quite an impressive distance. She also swims 600 to 650 meters in just 20 minutes. Keep in mind, the reason why we do these physical activities with Elisa, besides developing her mobility and balance and coordination, is because this kind of aerobic activity is great for cognitive development, right? She's doing this activity to help her with her reading and learning ability. We find that when we do these kinds of mobility activities, it helps deliver more oxygen to the brain. That improves focus, concentration, and comprehension. Here you can see Elisa with her family doing some cross-country skiing. I should have mentioned Elisa's from Italy. She came to our European Center in Pisa, and she said here what she's most proud of. We asked Elisa what she's most proud of. She said it's the freedom. She has been admitted into university, which is huge. This is something she worked for years on. And she goes to university on her own. She doesn't have a helper who's there with her, helping her manage her schedule or understand the content. She's going to university on her own. And she said, that is the best thing that has happened to me, making it to university. Congratulations, Elisa. Elisa is achieving the dream of so many children and families out there. Well, that's the end of Victory Day. And I'm just going to quickly see. Hold on. Someone has poked their head into my office with an important message. Hold on. All right. So, Colleen, would you mind giving everyone Are there available dates coming up in Doman International and our locations?
Yes. So here in Philadelphia, we are seeing families. We see families all year round in Philadelphia, just outside Philadelphia, technically. But we do have spaces available the weeks of March 10th and 17th. And then it gets a little tight here and there, but we have a waiting list available, for every week, and people's schedules do shift. So please don't ever, if you hear us say, oh, we definitely have this date, and I don't mention a date that would be good for you, just get in touch with me, because it's possible that we have those dates available. We will be at our campus in Pisa in April. We do have a waiting list for those visits, but again, people's arrangements change. So we really do want to hear from you if you're thinking about coming to see us in Italy in April. And then we'll be in California the first week in June. So I think we've still got some spaces available there. Excuse my cat on my she's not taking the hint today that I'm in a meeting. And yeah, so those. And Serbia will be, but I think Serbia is full too, folks. I think the message here is our appointments are really filling up for 2025, but we want to see you. So please, if you are thinking about working with us this year, call me sooner rather than later, because we definitely, even if you're thinking, oh, there's no way I can get there until July or August, let's talk about it now. Okay, because then we can be sure to have a spot for you. And there's lots that we can do and that we will do between now and then. So it's not the kind of thing where you call up and we get you in the following day. There's a whole process and a lot of information that we can share with you ahead of time for you to work on at home with our support.
Great. Well, as Colleen knows, I'm about to run out to the airport. I'm headed out to Melbourne, Australia. We're going to be seeing families in Australia and in New Zealand as well, which is really, really exciting. And I'm just putting the contact information for Colleen there, info@domaninternational.org. You can email her there, or you could go to the Doman International website and fill out the contact form. And Colleen,
they both come to me personally. So,
all right. Well, Colleen, thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you. Great Victory Day.
Amazing Victory Day.
Yeah.
All right, everyone, have a great rest of your day.
Take care. Bye-bye.